Now, the bank said, well, you got a mortgage on your house here, little Georgie, so you got to have fire insurance. So I went down and I bought my fire insurance. Now, here's what fire insurance is. I pay $500 a year to the fire insurance company. Now, my house is worth $100,000, and I pay them $500 for a premium. And I say, my house is going to burn down this year, and the fire insurance company is saying, no, it won't. Your house is not going to burn down this year. And I put my $500 in there, and they say, we'll give you 200 to 1 odds. And if your house burns to the ground, we'll pay you $100,000. So I paid them the $500, and I waited patiently for 365 days, and the damn house didn't burn down. And I said, well, shouldn't you give me back my premium? My house didn't burn down. They said, no, that's the bet. We call it a premium. They don't call it bets in insurance. They call them premiums. You bet $500, and you said your house is going to burn down, and we said, no, we'll give you 200 to 1 odds. If your house burns down, we'll give you $100,000, and it didn't burn. We win. We were right. So I said, well, I got to have another piece of the action. Here's another $500. By God, it'll burn down this year. So I put my $500 in the pot, and I waited patiently for another 365 days, and the damn house didn't burn down again. 2 years in a row. I'm out $1,000, and the damn house doesn't burn down. Well, I did this research, and I found out that in Boise, Idaho, they have, on average, 1 fire a week. They call them kitchen fires. Typically, your fire is going to be in the kitchen, a grease fire, and it'll cause $14,000 damage. Now, here's another little kicker. After you've studied these statistics, you say to yourself, well, if the last time a house burned to the ground was 1957 and the average house fire is $14,000, instead of insuring my house for $100,000, betting that it's going to burn to the ground, I should just insure it for $14,000 that we're going to have a grease fire in the kitchen. Now, here's what happens. Let's suppose that you reduce your insurance from $100,000 to, let's say, $20,000. You know, in case you have a little bit better kitchen fire than the average. And instead of paying $500, you only pay $100. You got 1/5 the coverage, because that's statistically what's going to happen. So you just have $20,000 worth of insurance, pay $100, and sure enough, this year you win. You have a kitchen fire, and it burns $20,000, and you go to the insurance company and you say, hey, I got a $20,000 claim, $20,000 fire, paid my insurance premium, and the insurance company says, oh, we're not going to pay you $100,000 because you didn't have $100,000 worth of damage and you didn't have $100,000 worth of coverage. Well, that's reasonable. I mean, we only took 1/5 the bet, so we're only entitled to 1/5 the coverage. All right, well, then write me a check for $20,000. The insurance company says, oh, no, we're not going to write you a check for $20,000. We're going to write you a check for 20% of $20,000, $4,000. So we're going to pay you. You didn't carry full coverage on the house. To get full coverage on the damage, you have to carry full coverage on the house. So you have to have insurance for $100,000 so that you can get the full $20,000 worth of insurance on the $20,000 loss. Since you only insured your house for 1/5 of its full market value, we'll only pay you 20% of the damage, which is $4,000. How do you like that for a neat deal, huh? Now, you talk about criminality. All of these people that work for the insurance companies, the lawyers that write up these contracts, they all went to public school. And if that's not criminal, you tell me what is, huh? Now, did the insurance agent explain that to you when he came in there? Hey, you people down on the Gulf Coast, now, did they explain to you when you bought that tornado insurance before Hurricane Katrina that most of the damage is caused by water damage and that you needed a rider on your premium to cover the water damage because when the tornado or the hurricane comes, if it doesn't blow your house down, we ain't paying? Well, you found out after the hurricane, but did anybody tell you that before the hurricane? Isn't that criminal? And didn't all of those insurance agents and all of those insurance adjusters and all those insurance executives, didn't they all go to public school? Huh? And wasn't that criminal? Hell, those criminals are right out there in the front of you, aren't they? All right. Now that proves my point. So I just wanted to show you here that fire departments are something that we can live without. The truth of the matter is, most of you people have fire insurance on your house. And every time you pay your premium, you're betting your house burns to the ground. What you really want is when the fire gets started that nobody comes and the house burns to the ground so that you can collect 100 cents on the dollar. I mean, after all, that's why you buy fire insurance. And if that's not why you're buying fire insurance, you should start asking yourself, well, what in the hell am I doing this for? You know, when you put $20 on the pass line on a crap table, for crying out loud, you're betting that the dice are coming up 7 or 11 on the first throw. Have you ever seen anybody on a crap table put $20 on the pass line and say, come on, craps, come on, craps, I want to throw a 2, and you throw the dice and the 2 comes up, you jump up and down, yay, yay, I got craps on the first throw. As the croupier hauls your $20 away. Huh? You ever seen that? Well, what in the hell are you betting? You're betting with the insurance company over here that your house is going to burn to the ground, and then you go pay $500 a year property tax so that your city government can put another fire department 4 blocks away so that if your house catches on fire, they can rush over there and put the fire out so that you can't collect. You ever seen anybody go up on the crap table, put $20 on the pass line, and then say, hey, I got loaded dice here. They only throw 2s? Huh? Give me those loaded dice that only throw craps? I don't know, guys. We go to public school, and we claim to be educated, and we get degrees after our names, but then we're not able to think. Now, there's another one over here, this public education program over here. They tell us that we got to have these banks. And so we do business with the banks, don't we? And then the banks over here charge us 28% interest. Isn't that usury? You know, when I was a kid, if you charged over 6%, that was usury. We used to have laws in this country against usury, and if we caught somebody practicing usury, we called them a criminal and we threw them in prison. The banks today charge over 6%. They charge up to 30%. And nobody's throwing these guys in prison. In fact, they don't even call them criminals anymore. That's banking. Then they raise your rates without any notice. Then if you miss a payment over here on your Bank of America card, then your MasterCard over here, they say, well, we're going to double your insurance or double your interest payments over here because you missed a payment over here with this other company. They gouge you with all kinds of fees. They send you your bill at different times of the month so that you'll miss the payment date so that they can add a $5 late fee. They use every kind of trick and chicanery that you can imagine. And these people all have been to public school, and they all work for the bank, and they're all cheating you. They're all criminals, and you accept it, and you keep going back for more. You may get mad as hell and change from Bank of America and go to Wells Fargo, but you don't quit banking because of the criminal activity. You keep on doing the criminal activity with the banks. You just do it with different criminals. Well, okay. I got to give you a reminder here that you're listening to the Law Hour, an editorial review. We're sponsored by the Gordon Law School of Isabella, Missouri. Now, the Law Hour is heard 7 days a week here in the United States. We're heard around the world in more than 120 countries daily over the Internet and radio. If you'd like more information about the Law School and the Law Hour, please go to our website at georgegordon.org. The Law School teaches family law, tax law, courtroom strategy and procedure, business law, agricultural law, civil rights, and biblical law from the scriptural perspective. That's 8 schools in all. The Law School is a private, non-commercial, non-profit, non-sectarian law school that is open to individuals, but by prearrangement. Now, the Law School conducts a homeschooling program for adults on compact disc, and the Law Hour website is updated weekly and has a radio log schedule and archives. All of that can be accessed through our website at georgegordon.org, georgegordon.org. All of these Law Hour programs are archived on the Internet by title and date for your listening convenience, and the Law Hour is an educational service brought to you in the public interest.